What's up, guys? Today is Wednesday, September 11th. Um, what the fuck is going on? Um, my job today got canceled. It didn't get canceled till we were 4 hours into it. So, hell yeah, brother, getting paid to not do shit was kind of cool. All right, where is it? I'm logging into a truck right now. Gonna go haul some trash. And then I don't know. I really need time. I need more time than this. It's gonna take. This can maybe take 4 hours, but I was really hoping to get a nice long day's worth out today. But I'm logged into the truck. We're rolling. I had to take another shit. I took a shit just 2 days ago, and usually I've been going like 3 or 4 days without shitting. I just had to shit. I had 24 hours off. I took another shit. Holy moly! But there's some people. Old Mikey, he's got a cane. Um, Shoot, man. The job I was on earlier, it was a confined space entry rescue job where we just hang out, and if somebody dies, we pull out the body. For more or less, that's what we do. Just kidding. If somebody goes in there and they faint or whatever, we are the rescue team on standby, so it's pretty cool, but it's, as you're not having, it's, I don't, nothing bad happens most of the time. Uh, and in my case, none of the time. You're just standing there, you have an air monitor, and you just hang out, but we have to have two people on the rescue team. So it's just me and another dude. We get to this place, they're working on the levee. I don't even know what they're doing, but they have these concrete pillars around, and they got to climb up on top of them and send down this rod thing. I don't fucking know. I don't know, and I really didn't care. Like, I didn't care to listen to anything anybody was saying, because technically I'm not even, I don't, I need to be out of the way until somebody's there. I need to know a little bit about the hole and this and that, but once somebody goes into the hole, I'll get up there and I'll check it out. I'm not an entrant, and I'm not a hole watch. I'm just a guy nearby. And the other employee that we got. So we got there. It's a 4-man team to do whatever they're doing, and they're mainly just going in there and taking pictures, is what I heard. Which is like, okay, why does anybody even need to go in there? Like, just send a camera down in on a rope. But I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I'm just there to get paid. Just there to get paid, y'all. Oh man, the brakes on this thing are kind of not good. I gotta pour out a bottle of water real quick. All right. These guys are. I didn't want to believe the guy that did the yesterday. He's like, these guys are so fucking dumb. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, they're super duper dumb. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You just sit around not doing shit all fucking day. And yesterday they did it from 7 to 3, so they got a nice 8-hour shift out of it. Today we got there. There's only one guy that's allowed to go into the hole, and he broke his phone yesterday. He dropped his phone in the hole. Apparently, this is what I was told. He dropped his phone twice. His phone was broken. So, and we're like, well, where the fuck is he? He's at home sleeping. We're like, okay, so are we working today or not? And he's like, well, the boss over there, he's like, and he's so fucking lenient. He's like, well, we're just going to wait for the sun to come up a little bit more, and hopefully it'll shine into his bedroom and wake him up, and then he'll realize he needs to be at work, and then he'll show up. I'm like, that doesn't fly. That's not how places work. They, not that I'm involved with your company at all, but it's like that guy should be reprimanded. We're waiting on him. We would have. I mean, it's good for me, but bad for them because they're paying us. Well, it didn't really matter. They're paying us a 4-hour minimum, no matter what. But within 48 hours of canceling, you got to pay us. But they acted like it was no big deal that he showed up an hour and a half late, while me and my other guy, we're just hanging out. They have a crane sitting there, getting on the clock. They got the rescue team on the clock, and they're just hanging out, not doing shit. They don't give a fuck about anything. We finally mobilized, and we mobilized to the fucking gas station, because while we were sitting there for an hour and a half, the guy didn't have enough time to run over to the gas station 5 minutes down the road and get everything ready to go and just tell the guy to meet us at the fucking hole or whatever, so we could get things set up. They just wouldn't be able to have anybody go in the hole yet, and they would have saved a lot of fucking time and money, most likely, because they have this crane sitting there on rent. They use the crane. We end up going over to a yard, like a shop yard, and they have these poles on the ground. These poles are not very long. They're not anything special. I mean, they're something special, but instead of putting them in the back of the pickup truck, they load them onto the crane, and then they got to sit there for a half an hour trying to figure out how to strap them down. And I'm not doing shit. I'm like, none of this is my job. I'm just going to watch you guys fiddle fuck around all day. So the longer you take to do anything, the better this would be. If our company was in charge of this job, we would have had a guy already find out the issue on why they canceled it before the job even started. It would have been like a day or more beforehand. We would go out. We would have a guy go out there and scope out the job and see what it all is. These fucking guys, they waited until 9 o'clock in the afternoon to even figure out that they can't do the job. They're not 9 o'clock in the afternoon. 9 o'clock in the morning. Um, we finally got to the hole. They, instead of checking the hole and everything, they went ahead and got the crane all set up where it needs to be, got everything unloaded out of the truck, and then they climb up on top of the hole, and they look in, and they're like, oh, shit. And it's not their fault, but they should have sent some. It's super simple. Send one guy out with a ladder, and he can check the fucking hole. And maybe they will from now on, but they're acting like it's not their job, which it's not, but it hinders their job to be done. And plus, the boss there, he's a salary guy, so he's getting paid. He is getting fucking paid, dude. The crew that he has, the three other guys, are not getting paid. They only get paid by the job or whatever, and the job didn't happen. So those guys came into work for nothing. They are not doing shit today. They sat around and fiddle fucked around for way long. They could have been at home or robbing copper off of fucking housing units or something at the time. These guys, they could have been into that. I don't know if they are or not, but they could have been copper thieves. They would sure make a lot more money being copper thieves than fucking whatever they are, laborers. So, um, they get to the hole, they get everything set up, everything is ready to go. They get up there and they look down the hole, and then right from the top they can see it's two concrete it's a concrete pier, not pier, but like a tunnel thing that goes down into the ground. It's probably 5 foot by 5 foot, and it's hollow in the center, and that's what they would be entering into. And then it's got a platform slash lid type of concrete thing laid on top of it. And whoever the architect is on this job, or whoever did the actual concrete plans for it, they either used the wrong lid or they drilled the shit in wrong. It's steel lined a hole. It's a hole it's like 3 inches wide, and I don't know how far down it goes. I think it goes down like 30, 40 feet or something. And there's this bar that's got a thread on one end, and it's got couplers. And they were going to send that down in there, and I think it's to open up a valve or something. I'm not sure. I don't know what exactly it is. Like I said, I wasn't listening. But whoever made the lid, the concrete lid, and whoever made the concrete structure, somebody put the hole in the wrong spot. So the holes weren't lined up. Like, it was going to be a tight fit to fit the couplers and these bars down into the hole anyways, but the holes aren't lined up. It's like, it looks like a moon down there because it's like 50% or like an inch and a half off of center. So they're looking at it, they're trying to figure out what to do, but then you get into union jobs and shit like that. So they just have to call it off. They're gonna have somebody come out and re-drill that lid into like an 8-inch hole, steel line it, and then that will open up the 3-inch hole that goes all the way down to the ground. That'll open that up more, and then it's still iffy if their fucking equipment is even going to fit down in the hole. It's so dumb. Super duper dumb. So we sat around and looked at that for a while, and the guy's like, all right, let's go back to the shop, and I'm going to make a couple phone calls. And this dude, he looks the part. He looks like he's got some common sense on him. This dude, I don't know how he got to the position he's in, being a foreman on a crew. This guy doesn't know shit, dude. He's like, he spent half an hour sitting there talking about how the holes don't line up. Like, that should have been, the holes don't line up, not going to fit. That's all the conversation. You tell 4 different people that just to cover your ass, but that's the only conversation there is to have. But they're sitting around just fucking looking at it while I'm just sitting there on my phone playing on Facebook Marketplace, scrolling through some shit, listening to people talk. And then the safety dude shows up, and then they're talking about safety issues here and there, like the ladder isn't on a level surface and blah blah blah. And I'm like, this is a fucking hodgepodge operation. Who the fuck? I don't trust that the river's gonna flood and we're gonna be safe with the people they got working on this fucking levee system. This is fucking insane. I've always, this is exactly how I thought construction crews. I thought construction crews. Everybody was on the same page. Everything worked well until I started working, until I got a job, and then I realized everybody. A lot of people just don't give a fuck. What the fuck? I almost hit this fucking Ford Taurus wagon with plastic all over the back window. They were coming into my fucking lane, and then they're just like, "Oh yeah, I want that lane." I should have fucking honked at them. They'll really hear it through that fucking plastic. Anyways, so eventually the guy comes up, and he looks like he's almost in tears. He's like, I wish I just had a job where it's in an office and I just show up and they say, do this and I do that and everything would be fine. And I was like, that's not what you're talking about, but we are hiring. Like, I don't know why I even offered it up. I don't want this guy to work with us. He's like, I make too much money, and we found out me and the guy sitting next to each other, we're making more money than he is, and we're just hanging out. He's the guy in charge of the fucking crew. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want this guy to work with us anyways, so let's quit talking about that we're hiring and we could get you on, because this guy is fucking dumb. I don't want. We need people with common sense. Like, mm-mm. So yeah, the guy looked like he was about to cry, talking about the issue with the job and this and that. And it's like, okay, but do you want us to sit here and keep getting paid, or do you want us to leave? Like, that's all I need to know. And he eventually sent us off, and we're like, all right, we're on the schedule. Not me, but the other guy and somebody else, another two-man rescue crew, is on the schedule for tomorrow and on Friday. Uh, is this going to throw a wrench into those plans? He's like, probably. Like, well, you should probably let our boss know to go ahead and cancel it, even though you're going to get charged a 4-hour minimum for both days because it's within 48 hours. You'll still be charged for 4 hours, but um, you should probably just go ahead and cancel it, because I think canceling it is easier than calling up and saying, "Hey, actually, can I get a crew out here?" Because we're more than likely because everybody that we work with is trained in rescue. We can always send somebody out to sit there with a fucking air monitor, and it's right. Like, we could see our shop. Our shop. I could throw a rock and break a window on somebody's F-250 from where we were working, since our shop is right on the river, and where we were working was actually really fucking close. So I don't know what's going on with all that, but I know that I left there, went back to the shop. I choked on a pork rind. I'm okay. I'm still alive. I cleared the clog, and then I was instructed to go haul trash because there's really not much else to do. I was gonna do some more computer training bullshit, but uh, trash is more important. So I'm gonna go ahead because it's cybersecurity shit. Somebody ordered $10,000 worth of fucking gift cards and sent it to the scammers in fucking Minnesota or something shit. Fucking dumb. Like, how dumb do you have to be? Like, who's gonna say, "Hey, send me $10,000 worth of gift cards to Minnesota"? Or I don't even know if it was Minnesota. I have no idea where it was, but it doesn't matter where it was. Send me $10,000 worth of gift cards. Like, don't you have a company credit card? Can't you just go out and do that? Or have a little bit more of a discussion other than just, hey, buy this and send it here. And then somebody in our fucking company, another dumb motherfucker, when it goes in and does it. Like, what the fuck? Send me one of those gift cards, please. I'll even give half of it back. I just need a little bit of money. And it wasn't even like Starbucks gift cards. It was like the Visa gift cards. So of course that's gone. It's gone. It was gone before anything. So now I have cyber training. Everybody has cyber training. They were supposed to get done by yesterday, and I didn't do any of it. Mainly because I don't think it really fucking matters. I don't do email. Okay, I don't do email. And if I do an email, I'll open and read an email, but I ain't clicking on shit. I'm going to the IT lady and I'll be like, hey, somebody sent me an email for this, and then they set it up for me on a computer. I don't fucking do shit. I'm like, I ain't getting fished. I'll sit there, and if I do open up an email, I'll just mark everything that I get as a phishing email. Finching, phishing, whatever the fuck it is. They send out fake emails to see if people are gonna click on shit. So I just mark every single email as one of those, and I don't know what happens, but I just do that. Um, Yesterday, after I got to the place where I needed to be and I got offloaded, everything went fine. Well, I think I talked to you guys about that already. I made it all the way home or back to the shop. Got the truck fueled up and parked, and just went home. Didn't really have anything else to do. I threw away a bunch of shit. We had a big crate, like a giant crate, like an 8 by 8 by 6 crate, like a huge crate that somebody had built from our shop to send up to Greenland or something. We had a job up in Greenland, so we made this giant crate, shoved it full of all of our equipment, and had it shipped up to Alaska or something. I don't know. And then it came back, and the boss was like, "Yeah, break that crate down and throw it in the dumpster." And I'm like, "Damn, that's a lot of good wood." He's like, "Well, you can take it home." I'm like, "Can I borrow a truck?" He's like, "No, not for that." I'm like, "What the fuck?" All right, well, I just got to throw it away then because I don't have a truck right now because my truck is broke down. But that was a lot of nice 2x4s, good long ones, a lot of sheets. Like those sheets are expensive. I mean, not super expensive, but more expensive than I would want to pay for. I'll let those sit on the garage floor for a couple years before I'll need them, but they'll be there. They'll be in good shape still. Um, but I just threw it all away. It's kind of hate to do that. It's still in the dumpster. I can yank it out, but I ain't doing all that. I got a deck I got to rebuild at some point in time, but 2x4. I don't use too many 2x4s on my deck. I need 4x4s, 2x8s, 2x12s, 2x6s. Anything bigger than that. To rebuild the deck, I mean, I could just do it with whatever the fuck I got. 2x4s equals a 2x8, right? Right? That's math. Um, then I went home, hung out with the kids, and then I don't know. My wife was making dinner, and it was spaghetti. So I was like, I'm not eating this. I'm gonna go down into the garage. Went down in the garage, and I got. I found my little drill that I have has a 12-volt battery, which is perfect. So I used that battery, even though it's not the right type of battery. It's a lipo battery. It's not. I'm not supposed to use that probably on certain shit, but it works. So I use that to run my windows up and down on my truck because the only wire coming out of the door right now is, well, not right now, but at that point in time was the window wire. And I wanted to make sure the speaker that I just mounted in the door panel wasn't going to get hit by the wiper or the window arms. So I ran the window up and down several times to make sure, and sure enough, everything worked out fine as long as I route the wires in a good way. And I cut the door, and I got the driver door is done. It's put together, and I really don't think I plan on ever taking that door panel off again. There's really no reason. I got the wires coming out into the cab, and the speaker's mounted. There's nothing else to really do. But I'll probably end up taking it off because I was thinking about that door, the armrest, making it out of wood, and it's got a holder so you can close the door, but it's also got the rope, not the rope, but the strap on the door. So I'm just gonna make that a flat deal. I don't need a handle. I'll just make that a flat deal for an armrest made out of wood, and call it good. And then I started working on the passenger side door. All I got done yesterday was the speaker mounted in the door panel, and then I had to go inside and take care of some stuff before I could. And I didn't go back out because I needed to cut the door, and I'm not going to do that too late at night. So whenever I get home tonight, I'm going to go cut the passenger door, and get that door panel secured on there and call it good. And then the doors will be wired up and ready to go. And then I can start working on some other shit. I hope this trailer's loaded. It's really low. Oh, boys and girls, come with me. Going out for a little walkabout. Gonna go check out this thing. I don't feel like pausing it. But yeah, pretty excited. And then the guy that I worked with earlier, I was like, "Do you know anything about wiring?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Okay, awesome." So I started talking to him about wiring up the truck, and he was more than happy to talk to me about it. Yep, this is loaded. Fuck, I can't fit on the other side. But yeah, he's more than willing to talk to me about it. And we kind of went through a bunch of stuff. I got a little bit better of an idea on how to get everything wired up. Little bit better, because I was talking to him about mainly like the wipers. I'm like, what am I doing with the wipers? And I was like, where's the technology in the wipers? And he's like, oh, that's sorry, getting the trailer hooked up real quick. Damn, this feels heavy as fuck. He's like, it's in the motor. So he's like, if it's an older truck, it's in the motor. If it's a newer truck, newer system, it's probably going to be some computerized deal. So, oh, wrong way. This trailer is opposite of what you think it should be. And this is the trailer that has the fucked up. You can't turn it on high speed. So I'll be here for fucking 10 minutes. Damn it. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I'm going the right way. Alright, so the fucking so basically what he was trying to tell me is that it doesn't matter what wiper switch I use, no matter how many speeds or settings the wiper switch has, it's only going to do what the motor can do, is was wired up to do, I guess. I don't know. So, okay, that'll work, I guess. So I'm looking at a 2-speed wiper deal. I might just go ahead and use the original wiper switch since I already have it, and just kind of hide it under the dash or something. So, because I don't like the way it looks, and I don't want to make a hole for it and mount it. So I'll just wire it up to where I just got to reach down and just flip it or something like that. Maybe mount it in a different spot, but it's just such a specific switch that it's going to be kind of hard to find another switch kind of like it that isn't on a stalk or something. Now I thought about using a 67 to 72 Chevy wiper switch. I might still do that because it's the same thing. It just looks different. It's a twist, a pull, twist, push, something. So might end up using that, but this fucking trailer legs fucking blow, dude. How high do they need to be? All the fucking way? I see why the trailer was so low before. I fucking knew they were gonna hit this shit again. The cranking arm sticks out really far past the trailer, so, and they drag these trailers up and down fucking shit all the time. I just knew they were gonna fucking hit it. I knew it. I called it. I feel like I'm about to hit myself in the face with this arm. So yeah, I did that. I watched the debate last night, the Kamala Trump, or the Harris Trump, whatever you want to call it. I watched the debate last night in its entirety. Trump, I feel like Trump was doing really good until he started talking about the fucking people eating dogs. Like that was debunked, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure somewhere in the United States people are eating dogs, but Springfield, Illinois, migrants, I don't know. I have no idea. But he was doing pretty good until then, and then now that's like the only soundbite you get out of Trump is, they're eating dogs. It's like, fuck, Trump. Why are you saying some crazy shit like that? Stick to the fucking shit. You fucked up right there. Kamala, I was really surprised at how Kamala did. Now, everything she said a lot of not nonsense, but just a lot of fucking beating around the bush of shit. You know, she wasn't saying what she was going to do. She was just saying, we need to respect everybody. Everybody needs respect. And it's like, okay, what are you going to do to, what are you doing? Like, and then I loved it whenever Trump was like, he didn't say it like that, but it's like, why don't you go wake up Joe Biden and fucking go sign the bill right now? It's like, why are you waiting until you gotta be president? You're vice president. Go do it right now. If it's such a good idea, go do that. And then Trump, another one, he's like, you're not the president. Where the fuck is the president? She's like, you're debating me, not Biden. It's like, yeah, you fucking got, I don't fucking know. It's a fucking, a madhouse. Politics. So, I don't know who you're for. I don't know who you're against. I don't know if you care, but that's the way things are looking right now. It's just, they're eating dogs, and she sounded pretty good whenever, just with her fucking one-liners and shit. It's like, ugh, damn it, dude. Alright, we got the trailer legs up, plenty. I'm hooked up. This thing is covered in fucking oil. So, good thing I brought some gloves. The bad thing is, I hate having to get a new pair of gloves every job I do. It'd be nice to have a pair of gloves that lasts longer than 8 hours. Alright, I gotta pull the trailer out just to get to the fucking, just to get to the paperwork. And I gotta make sure I have paperwork, because if I don't, they ain't gonna let me dump. They'll be like, yeah, too bad. And there is no paperwork. It's a good thing I checked. Now, I might have a piece of paper in the cab that I could use, but if not, I'm going to have to go find somebody that's got the piece of paper. Here's one. General plant trash. Cool. I'll just use this one. Cool beans. Do we have a pin? That's a bolt. Where the fuck is pins? What? Out of all the trucks, this is the one that should have a fucking pin in it. I've got my pins, luckily. All right. What trailer is this? I think it's number 1. You just gotta sign this real quick. Sorry, being silent. It's easy to remember the date for today. Man, isn't that a fucking crazy thing? What is that, 23 years? 23 years since the towers fell. Now, I think I remember being in elementary school when that all happened, but I don't think they showed it to us on the TV. I think, but once we got home, I think people talked about it, and it was just a weird time. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and give a moment of silence. What are we doing here? What? Oh, that's never mind. Sorry about the moment of silence. I just yelled in the middle of it. All right, moment of silence for as long as I say for the fallen first responders. That fucking guy's dumb as shit. Um, that was enough silence right there. I think. Um, we're gonna. It's gonna be a weird day every September 11th. And I guess you guys are gonna listen to this fucking tomorrow on the 12th, probably. So a little bit too late, but I'm telling you, I'm here on the 11th, giving a silent moment. A little bit of controversy on what exactly happened that day, and they are not releasing any files, and there's people that got a lot of cancer from that. Was there asbestos in the towers? I'm not saying anybody with relation to the United States had anything to do with it, but what seems like a better idea? Revamp the entire towers without asbestos, or had if they are demolished and rebuilt with something different, maybe that would be a way kind of around the whole thing. I don't know. Jet fuel gets really hot. I mean, it'll burn. It'll burn. And it'll melt. It'll melt some stuff. Is that what happened? I don't know. Building. Don't forget about building number 7. Is that? That building went down. The Pentagon, remember the Pentagon? They got hit. It got hit hard right in the front by an airplane. The towers were hit by terrorists. Their paper or their plastic or paper, whatever it was, their IDs. They they had to have their identifications with them to get on the plane, and somehow through all that wreckage and all the fire and everything that went bad and the trillions of pieces of paper inside of that building, they were able to locate the identification of who was in charge of those airplanes or something. I don't know. So it's a weird one, but we're just gonna go ahead and keep it moving. Yeah, you better get out of the way, you fucking Ford. So yeah, I don't have any hard thoughts or things on that. I do know that that it happened, and that's not good. And it's a day that we'll always remember. Um, the biggest attack on the United States that's ever happened, and we fucking went over there and spent a lot more money. The military-industrial complex really made a lot of money in Afghanistan and Iraq and Iran and Qatar and whatever we're doing over there. We're gonna fuck your asses up, and then we're gonna leave. We're gonna just get the fuck out of there. Don't worry about like the tanks. Yeah, we ran them out of fuel. So actually, some of them still had a full tank, but we're gonna leave them. And even the dogs, like they were talking about the dogs. They had a lot of military dogs over there, and they just left all the dogs. Like that's fucked up. I mean, I'm for Trump, but did they eat the dogs over there too? I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. I'm just trying to be a guy outside, living my life, driving down a truck down the road and listening to all this fucking crazy shit, and also not listening to the crazy shit. So like, try to just, I got a square body to build, is what I got. I got kids that like to hang out and want to learn and want to just have a good time. I got a wife that I love, and she loves me back, and we got a house and a nice little town. I can complain about any and everything that I hold dear. Um, just because I complain doesn't mean I enjoy it. I don't enjoy it, you know. I enjoy most of my life. I would enjoy it better if I had a fucking square body that was running and driving right now, but it's a lot of fun building it too. It's a lot of fun to go into something that's set up a certain way and then just take it all out and just set it up my own way. Now, I'm under like, the guy that I was working with, and we were talking about stuff. I was talking to him about the defrost situation, and I was like, "Now you're gonna," because he's a by the book type of guy, and I'm like, "You're gonna not like this idea," but I'm thinking about fucking duct taping a goddamn hair dryer to the ductwork and having that on a fucking switch to to fucking defrost my windows, and then have maybe even a second one, or have some sort of a switch or something so I can start blowing it on me if I get cold in the wintertime. And he's like, no, man, just go out and get a heater core and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't want fucking heater core. I don't want a blower motor and all this stuff. He's like, no, it's not that bad, though. And I'm like, I understand, but guess what? I own a hair dryer. I already own one. I own duct tape. And now I wouldn't use duct tape. I might use that metal tape, that aluminum tape or whatever it is for ductwork. I might use some of that because you can actually form it and it'll last a lot longer. So, but I'm like, I don't want to go out and buy a bunch of new shit. Come on, Swift. What the fuck are you doing? Swift, the fuck are you doing, dude? He pulled out in front of me, stopped, and then decided he's going to keep going. He's like, actually, I will cut you off the rest of the way. It's like, okay, cool. Fuck me, right? Who gives a shit about me? Um, yeah, so I really think that I might not do that, but they sell at truck stops. I might buy one of those defrosting little things that plugs into a cigarette lighter and just wire it up and hide it under the dash and wire it to a switch. Wire up just that cigarette lighter to a switch. So every time I turn on that cigarette lighter, the fucking defrost will turn on. Um, Seems like a good idea to me. Because I don't want. It doesn't matter if it's supposed to be there or not. If it can be there, I'll put it there. Because yeah, defrost. I even need to use defrost like today. It's a nice warm day out. A little chilly last night, but if I want to drive my truck or car around in the mornings, you gotta have some fucking defrost to clear that fog off your window. I guess I could, once I get the new windshield, I could look into, I don't know, people say use shaving cream. So maybe I'll just spray a bunch of shaving cream all over my window and then wipe it off and then it'll never fog up or something. Or then instead of having a defroster, I'll just have a can of Barbasol in the fucking glove box. Like, where's your defroster? Like, right here, buddy. Super simple. This weighs less than the hair dryer, saving weight. Um, yeah, I'm excited to get off of work today, even though I need to work here as long as I can. I'm probably going to end up going home after this. So it kind of sucks because I'm not going to be getting a nice paycheck this paycheck, which really blows, but it'll still be an okay paycheck. It's still going to be a fine paycheck. It's just not going to have the extra money that I'd like to have on it. And we already got our bonus check. Quarterly bonuses. So that's 3, 6. Oh, actually, if we bonus this quarter, I'll be getting another bonus check. But I don't know if we're gonna bonus. Well, you've been pretty slow. We'll find out at the end of this month. Yeah, take your time crossing the fucking highway. Why don't you? The bonus check would be really nice to get. We got to get passports for the kids. They also, one of them wants to do dance class. One of them wants to do Boy Scouts. Need to do some work to the house. Need to the deck. I got the truck. My wife's gonna need a new car at some point in time. We got to save up for the reason we need to get passports is for the Alaskan. Even though it's Alaska, but we're gonna need to have some fucking passports to get on the boat. So yeah, it's not gonna be a good time. A lot of money needs to be spent. Luckily, that's all it is. We are saving some money. Not a lot, but there's things that are falling off of our bills sheet that are doing better. But I'm gonna add my truck to that because even if I get the truck done and ready to go, I'm gonna have to license the motherfucker and then pay insurance on it. Yep. Hopefully, I mean, not the hopefully, but if I do get off, I'll have shit to do when I get home. I have not been playing my video game lately. I'm waiting for another update. I'm guessing. I don't know. They're pretty quick on the updates. I'd like them to update it again. Before I get too far into the game, I don't know how to reset progress, but it would be really cool to reset the progress and just start it over from scratch. I did just buy an R33 or an R32 Skyline. That's pretty fucking cool, and I got it visually. It looks good, and I did an engine swap on it. Put a good 2JZ in there, so it sounds fucking cool, and it's pretty fast. Haven't even felt like playing BeamNG for a while. It really, I don't know. I'm kind of sad that I quit playing it, but there hasn't been really a lot of mods coming in. I mean, I also haven't been checking, but I'm on the Facebook group, and if new mods come out, people usually talk about it, and they blow up my whole Facebook feed. And I haven't seen much about like new mods coming out for BeamNG, so it's just kind of a slow season. It usually is during summer. Maybe not. Maybe it's just where I'm at, but in summertime, people are outside doing shit. And then wintertime is when modders really get fucking to it because everybody's stuck inside. Work slows down, and people can go inside and start working on some shit in their extracurricular activities. Um, and then I need to. So also tonight, cutting the door isn't going to take very long, and getting the door panel put on, it's not going to take very long. So I'm going to do that, and then I might go ahead and start ripping apart some fucking jumper cables and figuring out where I need to have all my shit going for the main power from the battery, and have plenty of slack, and maybe even move the battery. That would I'm going to leave the battery where it's at for right now, but I would like to move the battery at some point in time. Just up to the firewall, just to take it off the front end of the truck, put it up on the firewall. There's no reason it needs to be all the way at the very front of the truck. It is nice to have it there whenever you're trying to jumpstart somebody, but I could also run some fucking leads up there, and then the battery, it doesn't matter where the battery is as long as the leads are right there. But then I know I'll arc that motherfucker out on something. I could just have them, screwed to the fender. So yeah, if you want to jump start your car or whatever, just hook it onto the fender here on the outside of the fender. And the more I think about it, the more I do want. I'm gonna probably try to borrow an engine jack from somebody, an engine hoist, maybe even an engine stand, and rip that motherfucker out of there. Not right now, but eventually. And I was talking to the dude about the filter, or not the filter, the transmission and everything. I was like, yeah, I want to redo all the fluids in the transmission and everything. He said, be careful, which I've heard that before, is if you take all the old fluid out of the transmission because it's been worked and it's got a different viscosity slash detergent slash working level that it's been doing for so long. Unless it's been serviced recently, go ahead and take it out. But if that's an old transmission that's been running, working decently for a long time, he said just leave it alone. Just make sure that it's got enough fluid in there. But if you wanted to replace the filter, if you replace the filter and all the fluid that you can get to, because I know the um, torque converter's full, you're not going to be able to replace that. But unless you take the transmission out and the torque converter out, and why would you do that other than unless you're going to rebuild the transmission? Because the new fluid is going to have a higher detergent level, and it will remove the varnish off of your clutch packs. I may be a little bit wrong on what he was saying, but he said you're going to plug up your transmission and burn it up, even though you just refreshed it. In your mind, you just loosened up everything that was stuck for years, and now it's going to burn up. Now, I guess the way to do that would be to change the fluid, run it for like 1,000 miles, maybe, or maybe less. I don't know, but run it a good amount through all the gears, and then replace the transmission fluid again, or just keep checking it to make sure it's not super dirty. Or I'm not sure. This is the stuff I'm thinking about here. But he was basically saying if it runs and it dries and it's not slipping or anything like that, just leave it alone. Just make sure it's full of fluid and just leave it alone. Unless you want to hop it up or something, but if it's running fine and it's not getting hot, just leave it the fuck alone. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do is just leave it alone. Make sure it's got enough fluid in it. Now the engine oil, on the other hand, yeah, I'll do an oil change on that, and then I'll run it, and then whenever I'm ready to put the truck away for a little bit or something of that type, I'll pull the engine and redo the gaskets, and probably, if I'm confident enough at the time, I'll get into the springs. Maybe just refresh the entire engine. Just make sure it's good to go, everything's working right, and then refresh it. They say that if the dipstick's on the passenger side, it's a Mexico block, and those blocks aren't really worth building, whether they're a 4-bolt or a 2-bolt main. It doesn't really matter. But if the dipstick is on the driver's side, and this is I think specific to the good wrench remans. If the dipstick's on the driver's side, then it's a good engine that's worth it. So I don't know. But where were they refurbished? Were they refurbished in Mexico? I don't know. Don't know at all. Somebody texted me. I'm not sure who it is. I'll have to check it out in a second. Pulling up onto the scale. Just got to the landfill. I'm going to pause you guys for just a little bit. And I'll bring you back on. And maybe we'll unload this trailer together. Maybe not. It's going to be really fucking loud. So let me open my phone. And all right, we're back. And man, I love coming here when that girl's working. Well, there's actually the two cute girls are working today, which is awesome. But one of them don't wear no bra, and she sits right out the window, and she gets to writing down something. Oh my gosh, whoops a daisy! They have like shit glued to the window, and you just kind of hide your head behind that, but you get a clear view of whatever you want to see right there. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm a creepo, but it's kind of hard not to want to look when you're sitting there like that. Fucking give you a little chub over at the fucking dump. The least likely place to get a chub. Anyways, creepy. Sorry, I'm a fucking creepo. So is every other guy. Whether you say you are or not, you're a fucking creepo. You're gonna look at a pair of tits if you could look at a pair of tits. You're gonna look away and be like, I don't need to see that, but you're gonna be like, I wish I would. I wish I would look over there at those. Hey, women, be proud. Hey, keep them at, let them out. Let them breathe, babies. Um, totally forgot what we were talking about beforehand. I've been recording for an hour. I should probably go ahead and fucking quit. I should probably turn this off. The 9/11 episode, I shouldn't be talking about titties. I should be talking about hundreds. Is it hundreds or hundreds of thousands or is it thousands? I don't know how many people. I mean, millions of people are affected. Billions of people are affected by what happened on September 11th, 2001. The entire world, whether they were involved or not, we had a little bit to go in there and say, hey, somebody fucked up our house, and we're gonna fuck up you guys' house. Yeah, you got oil? That's ours now, bitch. We're taking your fucking oil. You have weapons of mass destruction. No, you don't. I know you don't. But we're going to fuck your shit up until you make them. And then we're going to fuck your ass up even more. Like, we don't have them. We're not going to do that. Like, why are these guys in flip-flops shooting at our fucking Humvees? Like, well, because you're at their fucking house. You just showed up to their house and started fucking them up. And you're not even, you're fucking telling people they're bad when they're really not as bad as they are, and you're fucking their shit up, dude. And there's so many different layers, so it's not as simple as what the fuck I'm sitting here saying, but it is pretty fucking crazy what the fuck happened. Really fucking crazy. Alright, now I gotta try to get to the dump zone. Their dump zone is very small today. Small dump zone. Somebody threw away a unicycle. Where are you going, dude? Oh, he's gonna clear out an entire runway for me. What a nice guy. There's a lawnmower. Some guy's got a crane attached to his truck, and instead of a dump bed, he just has a crane to fucking lift shit up and dump it out. And there's a newer style lawnmower right there. I thought you were done pushing, bud. And there's a go-kart? No, that's a tricycle, but it's like a big adult tricycle. Man, some of the shit people throw away. That lawnmower looks like it's almost fucking brand new. I don't know if you're going to back up again or not, but I'm going to go ahead and get into my position. Ugh. All right, here we go. He keeps getting in the way. Are you? I know you're here and you know what you're doing, but I don't know what you're doing. I'm just trying to get into position to dump this fucking trash, yo. And I'd like to have a little bit of a walkway. And I also have to make sure there's enough room for my door to swing open too. Why is my truck acting so weird right now? Alright, I'm not going to be able to take you guys with me. I get to wear a hard hat and shit. So keep all 18 down, and I'll talk to y'all later.